Itletse ka banna, just so they can copy their model. Itletse ka banna ba feeling entitled to basadi that they've never met. Itletse ka baloi, ba tlonkang everything because ba tseba go ba ka kgona go patla di bribe. Noma, faster. You're such a prayer warrior that nobody can touch you truly spiritually. So what they'll do is pay a bribe to a whole entire platform to ignore man, you can write. Man, you can sing. Man, you can talk. Let go. Right now, I only do this video because you are listening, duh. But you're trying to make me sound crazy like I don't know what I'm doing, whether I'm coming or going, whether I'm up or I'm down, whether I'm spinning on the spot. You're freaking narcissistic. You're crazy. You are listening to me. Yet, however, in spite of all that, you're trying to make me look like I'm dumb, I'm crazy, like I'm not talking to real human matters, like I'm not actually out here assessing real human situations. Are you for real? Have you listened to everything I've said so far? And are you going to listen to the rest of this video as I go ahead? Go video as I go ahead. I'm talking about how I'm going to Korea. And yes, indeed, I am going. And I'm speaking about how I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Man, now I've made a decision. Well, from now until such time that I've got such a busy life outside of like you that I'm not ever gonna post again. I'm leaving, like forever. You will never know, you will never find out. This is all the testimony you have because look at me posting old work and you're still abusing me with old work because it's still that compelling. You are abusing me because of listening to it. You're thankless. You're students that are in dire need of a teacher. You're junkies that have taken medication that was supposed to heal you and you've made yourselves drunk on it. You've made yourselves addicts from it. There's nothing I can do for you. And so since I know that I got my medicine that I have made in my own laboratory can heal some people out there that are decent to try for, I will go to the slums where they're at, because I don't need scale, I only need reception. I don't need scale, I only need warm reception of what I'm doing. I was trying to elicit an apology out of you beasts instead what the heck? No, I'm not gonna mamela. I love my husband, and I love my children. Baby. I'm not gonna endure my kids through all this demonic attack. I've endured enough of it in my own lifetime, for 20,000 people. I'm not gonna keep on sharing what in the world and the heaven is going on in Piloyam that you might all harass me. As you might all harass my kids with lethargy in school. I had a vision of one of my daughters walking into the street by she's koloi. When I think because I care about my color because I mixed. I'm not going to have to continue to fast all the year long, non-stop, so that my kids don't get hit by cars because y'all be at it again. No. Halena maitseo, halena puluso, halena rest, halena khozo, halena jack, yo. Nothing. Anina mpumulo niyahlangana nonke manhlangene manceda lapho ngifuna ukuyobulala abafazi. Uyobulalisa abafazi bese when they survive cause imbokodo. Bese nizama ukubachata. Nizamile ukubabulala. Hambani man. Sis. Ayinamuntu uzochata. A hostage taker that decided to turn a leaf. Dream on. All such things as these. It's what I'm leaving. It's that I can't reach anyone. Is that the powers that be are so freaking evil that even though I understand that on social media that just want a nice little edifying message, you will never let me get to them. You will never let me get to them. And since I'm not Godo, I'm not gonna go and speak to people in their dreaming. I'm not gonna go force them come listen to me even though nobody's trying to hear me. If at all you want to close the world off to God's disciples, it's okay. What's important to understand is that even the fake pastors out here in these streets perusing social media like ain't nothing wrong with it, even they're able to reach the world. All that I will find solace and comfort in is the fact that Prophet Lovi every so often succeeds to truly win somebody for Jesus Christ. All I will comfort myself in is the fact that all of these charlatans all over the show that don't really know God but they look like they're saved, when they speak, people are actually really truly getting born again. People really truly do get saved. So it's not like the extraction of Karabo from society is going to take the gospel away from the world. It's that the elites want everyone that is any kind of decent, believable Bible educator on the internet is a freaking devil worshiper. That's the issue. So they don't care how many people we reach for Christ because their strategy ultimately is to water everybody down that they might create anathema out of the cross. Reach 20,000 people for Jesus Christ at your desire, baby. But you're mine. And soon even your disciples are going to be mine. But first I gotta get to you. It's good enough for now that charlatans are reaching people for Jesus because you won't let the real deal do it. But the day's gonna come when it's not enough to be dealing with these charlatans because, Mamela, I've got a niche message on my tongue and it is largely targeted towards women. I've got a niche message on my tongue. It's very healing for Basadi. It is very preventative. And it is also healing for those that have already endured a lot. And this here niche message is the kind that you get to only once you've been evangelized. Or maybe you can get evangelized by it. And now that you're nice and born again, you want a little bit more to see how in the world you can escape traps in spiritual war, how you can fight them. I've got that kind of niche message. I'm born again. I'm born again as Karabo Sizagele Sangwane. And yet I am unedified entirely, largely, by a lot of content on social media because it's not addressing the very particular spiritual war that I'm enduring right now. And while there are a lot of people that are in my exact shoes, we are being denied ability to be able to relate with one another. Abafuni ukuthi siyothola ama-weapons of our warfare that are not carnal but are mighty in God for the pulling down of strongholds. Abafuni ukuthi siyosizana. It's easy enough to enter into God's kingdom insofar as you say, yes, Jesus, I'll take you. But when it comes to chiseled wisdom as to how to actually endure labyrinths of spiritual war, that's a niche speciality that we are being basically blocked from sharing. So thank you that you're evangelizing my brethren. Thank you that they're entering God's rest. Charlatans, but God will lead them by his miracle to me if that's what they need. Women need to be healed. Women need to escape these ritualists in my country in particular. Men need to know that their wives are being stolen. Men need to brave up and stop being scared of the occult. If at all we can't get to people to let them know what in the world is the core destitution of our souls in this land that we're living in, nobody's gonna find any true healing, only redemption. You will only enter heaven as through the fire. You will indeed embrace the cross and at your death go to heaven, but actually grab your life, you're not gonna get that, because that which is the advice that we give, ain't nobody listening to it. I am out here literally admonishing the body of Christ to forget about social media, and if you want to be an entrepreneur, try everything in your power to see if you can't do it the old-fashioned way, because social media will use that, because the devil has been out here trying to get people to convert stones into bread for a minute. They will use that to try and cause the body of Christ to be compromised. Everyone else of them that have out here thrived on social media with the satanic strategy, if they want Jesus like prodigals, they must come back home. But as for me and my house, listen, Doraemon. Like Richard Wurmbrand, I will flat out tell you communism is of the devil and I will never ever kiss your ring. The social media thing is the devil and I will never ever kiss its ring. And as for dastardly beasts that think that I'm their wife, where do you know me from? Listen, have you ever seen me other than behind the camera? No. Why are you freaking in love? How did that go down? You know who's Buzuguti? Ex-boyfriend Yam? His friends in the occult. Doesn't he just crease his forehead on some? Listen, y'all don't even know her. Y'all have never seen her for real. Y'all have never touched her, held her hand. Y'all have never spoken to her for real, and yet you are calling dibs on her. You're rolling die. What the heck? I wonder if he's not sitting where he's sitting wondering, what in the world do I belong to? What have I allowed myself to be part of? Because begelezi njaliz. Zonke sifuna media yakudala. Abagazi bakhumenaga, abagazi bamshele nokumshela kodwa bafuna ukuthi ayobashela bona self. Habamonze bogostongjwang. I was with that woman for years. She's too strong, she'll never cave. They don't know that though. Cause boy, you belong to a cult of crazy men that are singing songs like, only love can hurt like this. They think they love me, yet they've never even tried to pursue me. Some of y'all that do know me for real belonging to these cults, they don't know karabo. My point exactly. You belong to weird organization, like I said, it's giving holy weird. And you're watching your colleagues in these environments, in a trance-like state, all catatonic and comatose, doing weird trash that of course must make you wag your head, but you think it's important, it's special. You think it's something that you have found. It's a trick up your ugly sleeves. So the cousin yak, what are they doing? Because in herself are busy doing it. Belonging to cults, surveilling a woman from behind glass walls. And those that knew her from back in the day, are they not wagging their heads, creasing their foreheads on some, what is going on over here? Those are your lives, yo. Those are your weird, creepy, ominous lives where men that have never met women thoroughly think that one day they're gonna marry them. Weird. Okay, I have shared my content, little beasts. Come now, come one, come all, and devour in all of your gluttony, your drugs, and get high on the supply of God. But like, listen, you've made it satanic. Come, a meal of a woman sharing yonke impilo yakhe nama-plans wakhe nama-idea uthi niyowathatha, recycle them and post them as your own. But understand that these here are the kicks of my own little the lost kicks of my own little dying horse. These are literally my lost videos on social media. I don't know how many of them I'm gonna post. This is going to be the first one, a 30-something part series that I was never planning on posting until I'm in South Korea, but I'm not planning on posting in South Korea anymore. I'm just not going to do any of that. I'm not coming back to social media. I might post another video, and then another one, and then another one. Or maybe I might repost an old video because I'm sick and tired of talking to y'all. And said I'm won't record guys. Lento lengiyenza only because maybe na Wi-Fi. And I was twiddling my thumbs over and abavinda bikuti. If it is a course, I get a certificate. I, however, don't have beef and juice to carry on. The way Leleng so sexually aroused, I mean, how many times have I said I'll never be a mistress, libalang? How many times have I said I'm not gonna have sex at a weight lock, libalang? How many times have I said I'll never do this, I'll never do that? No, maradi, sex spells. The way leng patlangang kanikating, the way le no lekang sunagating, the way le no lekang yako telengating, the way le nahanang reng nanga siya mudimu for lunagating, the way le nang reng na nkala accommodate go lisia basadi ba lona for nagating, mamela la hlanya. Mara ona motho ka buang sense ko lona cause I'm that drug dealer all up in your neighborhood. My drugs are supposed to be medication to heal your dirty bodies, but no, to you, you're a junkie, you're high on that supply. You can't be out using fentanyl for the purposes for which it has been made by doctors, by pharmacists, by biochemists. You can't use morphine for the right reasons. You cannot use medication that can significantly improve the life of a person that needs it for real, for the purposes for which it has been indeed manufactured by the powers that be. You can only ever be a junkie, baby. You can only ever be a junkie. So herein lies the drugs that I am out here manufacturing in my biochemical laboratory, functioning as your freaking fix. Okay, it's your fix. So herein lies your fix. Overdose, okay? Foam at the mouths, alright. Gyrate on the floor with an epileptic fit before you code, alright. And then enter into eternity. And then face Jesus, who will tell you, depart from me, worker of iniquity, I never knew you. Take my drugs and die from them, even though they were supposed to heal your pain. Take them. I will give you just what you want, because you asked for it. But Nina, my South Africans that are destroying your nation. Until now, even Pick n Pay is facing closure. Are we really doing that? Pick n Pay, Mr. Ackerman done built that whole enterprise in Jeffela for Mahala from scratch. Because, I mean, listen, corruption is corruption. Even the biggest brands in the country be out closing down. Keep it. I'm a shop wing. Close Pick n Pay, guys. Do it. Until after Pick n Pay, then it's clicks. Okay? Close it. Kwalang di shoppers alna because you're freaking corrupt. Because your executives insist, the way they're so corrupt, on pricing things in a mass market like Pick n Pay ngati you Woolworths. And wonder why in the world we're losing money all these years. You are so greedy that you just cannot keep on selling bread for the price that it needs to sell at Pick n Pay, given that you're not Woolies. Carry on doing that and then ask yourselves, why under heaven are we losing Pick n Pay? You are overpricing, and I've been saying that over and over again. Keep doing that. Okay, keep on getting people who built a whole brand and now they're in the grave for the country. They built a whole brand, now they're in the grave, and they would be tossing and turning in their graves to see that their big enterprise that they started from scratch is facing foreclosure. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. The same things I've been warning. And then when Pick n Pay is now facing foreclosure because you've decided that you're Woolworths when you're actually rather just Pick n Pay, you then blame what you call draconian labor laws that are forcing a minimum wage on corporates in this country to pay their staff members. You then blame that minimum wage for why Pick n Pay is now closing because operating costs are too high. No, you are no longer scaling as you ought scale, and because of the fact that you don't want to pay people what they need to earn. I hate South African labor, not labor law. I hate South African corruption. And some of the labor law, I can't stand it because it's racist. But there are certain facets of the labor law that I don't disagree with, like minimum wage. Because what in the world is 300 rand a day for somebody that is out here ironing your shirts, plucking weeds out of your garden, doing all this hard knock labor, that has starved themselves and parched themselves and burnt themselves with the sun all the day long, 100 rand. 300 rand a day is not too low for minimum wage. It's exactly what people need in order to survive. So no, it's not too high. It's decent. And you would be able to pay it Pick n Pay to all of your staff. If at all you do not decide to be greedy as executives and price your staff, though you're more like Checkers, at the height of Woolies, you're too expensive. People can't afford you. So they go somewhere else. That's why Checkers is still doing okay. That's why Checkers is still thriving. Listen, in the very beginning of my walk, when I was still living in Fourways, I went to Pick n Pay for Danefern Square, where I stayed, and I lamented that what is with these prices. And in the same square, there was a discount. Prices, ridiculous. Other day, I've been lamenting in my ministry, how you gonna out here spike up the price of cinnamon to 70 rands when there are places selling it for 12 bucks for the same 100 grams. You're corrupt, you're predatorily pricing. And then you claim that it's draconian labor laws that are causing your operational costs to be so lofty because of the fact that you are paying minimum wage that is too high. Staff members that are out to do all the day long, 5 rand an hour. Why? Why do you want to pay people 12 rand an hour when they're doing all that hard labor? Pay them that minimum wage, but scale your prices and make them decent and stop being so greedy and selfish and also paying ridiculous bonuses to executives. And then you will see your country actually grow. Nobody gotta go out here hungry. Nobody gotta go out here unemployed. There are the original guy, Oskadiling Pick n Pay, never intended to make Pick n Pay Woolworths premium brand, but without the quality. It's unjustifiably highly priced. It's unjustifiably expensive, unlike Woolworths. That's why Woolworths and not Pick n Pay is closing down. It's unjustifiably expensive. If you just brought prices back down, you would thrive like Checkers. You would do just that. Instead, Pick n Pay is facing closure, one of the biggest, most recognizable brands in this country. It's facing that. And it's been running on a loss years back to back. Because CEOs, why aren't you making a decision to reverse your ugly decision? It was ugly. Why are you trying to compete with Woolies? You're not Woolies. You are Checkers. And yet you are saying that your operating costs are killing you, and that's why you're running at a loss. When then you continue to run at a loss year after year after year. Listen, you got to change your strategy, and it has nothing to do with how much the government is forcing you to pay people that which they need in order to just live at a minimum. Everyone is corrupt, including your government, that thing. But come minimum wage, I cannot agree there. I cannot agree and say that minimum wage in this country is too high and draconian. Why are you trying to pay gardeners 5 rands for burning in the sun and making your garden look like it was landscaped by a professional? Why are you trying to pay them $5? What's up with that? Why are you trying to pay tilers 100 rands? What's up with that? You need to pay people. South Africans are hungry. They're parched. They're famished. They're starving. But what are South Africans now doing as a result? I sure Pick n Pay is a corporate that is registered in the country, so it cannot hire illegal immigrants. But other places where minimum wage is demanded from South Africans to pay to their staff members, to their domestic workers, etc. Yeah, they would much rather go and, of course, pay this minimum wage to foreigners, Zimbabweans and whatnot. And these foreigners are then taking your jobs as gardeners. They're taking your jobs as people picking weeds at farms. They're taking the jobs of South Africans because South African people are too corrupt to be willing to pay a domestic worker at least 300 rand a day to iron your gangster shirts for the whole family and wash all of your dishes and I just sweat it up a storm and leave without being able to buy like enough meat for a family of 3. Her and her 2 kids, she can't feed them on the $100 that you give her to iron all those shirts. Why won't you give her 300? I don't get it. Why is $300 so much to part ways with when you earn 45,000 rands in corporate South Africa? Why also about to domestic worker how 300 rand minimum? I mean, you all know how it's so taxing for you to iron those shirts that you have to hire somebody to do them, but you want to give her $150? You're stingy. You're stingy. So these stingy South Africans would much rather go and pay 150 rands to a domestic worker that can't go to the CCMA. And so now what are you doing? Like I said in my long form, in the 14-part series that is coming, I said that your hatred of foreign in South Africa is because you're corrupt. It ain't got nothing to do with the fact that they're taking your jobs. It's not that they're taking your jobs. It's that South Africans won't hire you because they're stingy and they're corrupt. They want to keep on paying domestic workers 20 rands for laundry. And so because Lomuntu Lona that is out here able to buy a Jimmy Choo shoe A1 every single month, because how about to domestic worker that's got an echo chamber in it. It's freaking huge, and yet you're paying this lady nothing to clean your house. You're paying these people nothing to essentially be at your beck and call. When I would let that comfortably, because you will not enable South Africans to have yeah, you would much rather than go and hire some Abednego. You would much rather go and hire some Tinashi from Zimbabwe. You would much rather go and get some lady from Zimbabwe and some dude from Zimbabwe and pay them half what you would have paid a South African that can go to the CCMA and complain about your practices. And that's why now there's all this xenophobia kicking foreigners out of the country. No, the foreigners are not being kicked out of the country because they've taken your jobs. The foreigners are being kicked out of the country because South Africans won't give South Africans jobs, because South Africans won't pay South Africans what they're worth. Therefore, now there's like this horrible hard knock xenophobia that has made this nation treat people that treated us really well in the days of apartheid like they ain't jack. I've been lamenting about that. You're all warped and skewed, and God said treat the foreigner from among you well. And you're not doing that. These foreigners would not even be this brazen and bold to actually be taking any of our jobs if all South Africans were legal, if they were moral. If South Africa, you were moral, if you loved your fellow South African enough to pay them what they're worth, you would not be dealing with Zimbabweans taking all your jobs until you have to kick them out with like freaking Molotov cocktails. So Pick n Pay lamenting about operating costs is hard knock and intense. Enough for them to run on a loss 3 years in a row. Alright, y'all, your news are very grieving. Your news are excruciatingly grieving. Pick n Pay, being a registered company in this country that can't therefore hire illegal immigrants, has to pay minimum wage. But I mean, why are you so greedy after charging $70 for freaking cinnamon? I don't get that. Why is your cinnamon so expensive? Why is your bread so expensive? Why are your desserts so expensive? They're not at the scale of Woolies. They're not at the quality level of Woolies. So why is everything so expensive? Bring down your prices. Get more customers. You will therefore realize that your salaries, your overhead costs, all of a sudden starts to pale in comparison, because I mean, you're making enough sales. If you go back to selling things Pick n Pay as the mass market retailer that you are, supermarkets chain that you are, you will notice that all of a sudden your problem is going away. You will notice it's going away, and Mr. Ackerman won't have to out here toss and turn in his grave, because a whole enterprise that is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful heritage of our nation is about to die in his physite, in his face, in our faces. We gonna actually let Pick and Pay fly out the window just like Stutterfords. We gonna let it fly away like Vertigo. We gonna let it fly away like some of these businesses that nobody expected to die, but they did. And I've been saying that. Nyahlanga, you're corrupt. You're gonna let foreign investments like San Marino die. Cause you done did all that. Listen, you done did all that. So mina mangithi ngiyahamba. Ngoba, Pick and Pay nayo is on its way out. Ngiyahamba ngoba. Asisena Stutterfords. Ngoba niyahlanga. Ngiyahamba. Ngoba, some of the biggest brands in the country are gonna close to my sadness, and I don't want to be here to see it. And in myself, am I not a big, fat, chunky, proudly South African brand that you done kicked to the curb because you're corrupt, because you want to marry me kankani, because you want to give me AIDS, because you want to put ugly babies in my stomach that are hybrids. You want to do weird stuff with me even though I've been saying angizingeni and happy. You want to make me a devil worshipper when I chose Jesus in a country that claims to love Jesus. So, I mean, listen, like Stutterfords, bye, I'm closing down. Crafters Market, another one, closed down. Why? Cause I'm not doing it. I've been saying these same things all these years, and all these years you've not been taking me seriously, and now you've also kicked me off social media because you just can't stand the sound of my voice. You find it cringe. The very same way that I find my own voice cringe. Halerate hakibina, halerate hakiopela, halerate hakibua, halerate that kitlalifile, lina lemona. Loose. Enough for y'all to be out here passing me hostile shade even though you can relate, mamela. Even though you resonate, ultra. Langtringer. You grab perfectly decent guys that can be reached for sense and then make them think that that which is not broken must be fixed. That's why my ex lost me. Keep on losing y'all's gangster wives and keep on losing y'all's gangster husbands and keep on losing y'all's gangster corporates until y'all ain't got jack left, okay? Keep at it. Marana, I'm gonna make like Mr. Ackerman and try and build my business from like nothing, ashes indeed. Me, I'm gonna make like KFC, the Colonel, wako America, and try and sell chicken wings and fella out of a garage until one day I've got KFC. I will do business the old-fashioned way. Listen, I'm gonna do it. Because, I mean, social media, I'm as good as living in 1999 again. It doesn't exist yet. According to me, social media does not yet exist. According to me, social media no longer exists because according to Jesus, that's how we ought to look at it if at all we're gonna survive the tyranny on the body of Christ by social media platforms. Y'all don't exist. Listen, you is as transparent as cellophane. I'm walking right by you and seeing right through you and never know you're there. But before then, you're going to keep on bringing me back, reeling me in without an apology. Back to talk to y'all when I don't want to talk to y'all because you be mean to me all the day long. Why are you calling me kadikla? Why let's admit nida? Why do you not admit that you listen, your cancerous little rickety bones that are arthritic need my vitamin D. And Bonuguti, you need my calcium. I am supposed to be healing to you, but you have made me a drug addiction. And so, listen, I'm leaving. I don't know how long it's gonna take for me to finally once and for all just like stop posting. But I'm gonna finally stop. Only thing that keeps me coming back is in Nabeguti. I don't have enough stuff filling my schedule yet. To just sit around waiting for all of y'all to do a strange thing, hoping that something's gonna give with all of your incendiary coercion. Yeah, I'll have more videos, and I don't know for how long, maybe up until the end of this year. I don't think so. It depends on how busy I get. I'm gonna fill up my schedule with students like no man's business. And once I'm making enough money, I'm gonna start my website. And I'm gonna pay off my fees at WITS and go back and finish my last module, get my degree, and I'm gonna move and responsibly handle some students in a school because I actually love to teach. I'm gonna do it. And somewhere along the way, in the midst of all of those endeavors and those pursuits, I'm gonna get married and y'all gonna know. Y'all ain't gonna know. I'm gonna get married, y'all ain't gonna know. I'm gonna have my first child, y'all ain't gonna know. Second, ain't gonna know. Come on, Garabo, listen. Your ship has sailed. Bon, you've got crusty snot around here. Stop talking. Wanyons, I don't know you, you don't know me. But you be out to dissing a sister because you be out to taking everybody's parking lots. You be out to taking everybody's disabled parking base. Hauna respect, hauna kompo. Blanguara langlanza. Filter on social media. I don't know how many times I've said this. Who are you? I don't know you. Umang. When I feel and so far as I can remove makeup filter. Who are you? I don't owe you jack, bruh. I don't owe you nothing. And yet udelela enough to think ukuthi ngikuncenga enough the way ngicwafa ngakhona ukushela abafazi. Ngikuncenga enough to be like, but look, I'm still so pretty without a filter. I don't need you to validate any of that. Especially considering I don't want no devil worshipper all up in my grill. I don't want no disrespectful buffoon ongahloniphi his elders. Because awuthingana enze ilibhizi ere kuyawukatlosa filter. Then ke tla bona if ke a batla ke ngwana to me. And I've been saying I don't want anybody younger than me. I'm not gonna marry some 42-year-old. Who the heck are you? I don't know you. You're just as crazy as this Dumika that's out just singing me, I tell myself, you don't mean a thing. The way you're so used to people groveling at your feet. Letella mosadi ole montona hampe to you. On Okolun. I'm your elder. I'm a teacher in school that you got a crush on, dog. And you out here looking at a teacher in school that you got a crush on once I wanna see your real face. I don't need to show you my real face. I've done videos barefaced many a time, but I didn't even need to do any of that. I could rock up here with a filter that makes me look like another person altogether, and I still wouldn't owe you jack. So, 42, I'm a spinster. I mean, listen, again, oh ma, don't nobody know, don't nobody care, cause I ain't never met you. Freaking ritualist, you're crazy. Oh fair. And I'm sick and tired of huffing and puffing and blowing the house down like the big bad wolf, lamenting against the same stuff. Abafazi need help from all of y'all, man. Amen. Women need rescuing from how crazy you occult beasts become. Women are in danger at the merciless hands of entitled dudes that don't take no for an answer and who strangely keep on thinking the same psychotic trash when they've been rebuked over and over and over and over again. A psychosis, a mental illness of exquisite proportions, prolific proportions, and yet nonetheless they are still being taken seriously in society. They're running organizations, they're respected by people. Don't make no kind of sense. And yet this is what you're being awarded. So sober. Listen, don't nobody need this YouTube. Listen, it's gonna kill your souls. It's gonna dry you out, sap the juice in you, dehydrate the living daylights out of ya. Don't nobody need Instagram. Absolutely nobody needs social media, and I'm gonna prove it. I've done my time. I have done my time. Okay, darlings, I've evangelized the living daylights out of all of y'all to no avail. I have snatched a negligible number of people from the flames. I have failed abysmally at scaling this here gospel thing. But man, how I have achieved success in 1 or 2 souls, and for them I am grateful. But the grand majority of you, listen, don't nobody care what's going on over there. Nobody cares what is a khalangda. Lahlanya akile dengi ke montle and tshwantse nna ke lo twela ke lo towa disekele mo fatshe ntse ke fleta ke smile like it's cause some other dude with my dimples. Ke apere wiki encha away from all of y'all cancerous eyes that are metastasizing at a violent rate. I don't need to be in front of you. I love the work I do. I love ministry. I love to write, but I also realize that there are other places where I can do it. What I need to content myself with is just the lack of scale, because I am able to feel very edified by my own work without having a single person watching me. So I mean, I don't need you. Somebody does, however, need me. And it's not all of y'all. What you need is to be rehabilitated from me. You need to go to therapy where I am concerned. You need to go to rehab where I am concerned. You need to have purged out of your system those drugs that I am in your system. You need rehab, like Amy Winehouse. And just like Amy, you keep on saying no, no, no. You need to be rehabilitated from the junkie obsession that I am to you. I am a very incredibly addictive substance to you guys. And so as a responsible beverage of alcohol, I am going to delete myself from your hands, that you might not continue to drink me. And at some point, if at all I'm not providing you with this alcoholic beverage, maybe perhaps you will finally get sober. The shakes you will get from the withdrawal that you will endure as a result of my extraction of myself from the social media space will ultimately get you to a point of seeking out help for whatever under heaven it is that is out here killing you all the day long. I'm leaving. I don't know when. Because like I said, I'm twiddling my fingers. And even when I do get my TEFL certificate, it's going to take a minute for me to build a big enough client base for me to be so busy that, listen, what's going on? I'm not posting. I'm not even recording. I don't care. But my mission is to dump social media just like I dumped Facebook back in the day. It was addictive. It was not healthy. And the audience where I was parading myself with this here artistic talent that I have was only meeting me with hostility from the eyes who are watching it. I'm done with you. I'm not going to parade myself in front of monsters that hate me. Fine. You got to hear all my secrets, but I'm leaving. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to leave, but I'm going to leave. I won't post as frequently as I have been posting. Chances are I'm probably gonna go back to even reposting my old work because it's easier for me. It doesn't take so much time. I don't have to edit it. I only have to put it in a YouTube downloader and upload it again. I only have to put it in a YouTube downloader and then upload it again. So chances are I won't even record new content. I won't. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do it. This video that I'm recording, like I said, only because Wi-Fi issues, okay? Nog na Wi-Fi. And I felt like, ooh, yeah, make it gonna recordile. I don't want to do it. I did not want to do it. I'm done. Chances are after this, I will continue to post, but I'm gonna repost old work. I'm gonna repost it old work because it's still equally edifying. You have more than enough content. I don't have to tell you jack else. You don't need to know when I'm going to the Home Affairs to go and apply for my passport. You don't need to know what I'm doing. I don't care for you. I'm done. Social media bosses, shame on you. Shame on you for acting like you didn't see what was being done to us by crazy syndicates out here destroying the lives of Christians. Shame on you. Shame on you. No, in America, shame on you. I've been protecting you. I've been covering you. I've been trying to act as if though you are not responsible for why in the world and the heaven South Africa is so irresponsible with me. Shame on you. But then again, your loss. Because people, more and more of them, just like me, are choosing not to do the social media thing anymore because it's unstable as heck. It's uncultured and unstable. There's no job security anymore in social media. People are starting to see that you want all of us to be nice and evil, nefarious and weird. And so they're going on right ahead to be real estate agents, and that's it. Listen, it's enough. They're sticking around with their corporate jobs and the occasional post on social media to say, hi over there, what's good? Or comment on a trending issue in the world. But no longer are they leaning on it for salaries. It's exhausting, the amount of work that goes into this YouTube thing, the social media thing. I mean, how much you edit, how much you invest your might, your splendor, your girth. Like, it's life's work, okay? It's a lot of work. It's a real job. And for you to abuse content creators like this, at some point they're gonna see that their skills are well sought after somewhere. The modern generation of people has been spoiled by algorithms pushing their agendas along. But if at all the only people that algorithms are gonna market like no man's business are just devil worshippers, they're willing to compromise, they're willing to settle, it's gonna get so taxing emotionally. How much people have to tiptoe around you, how much they have to walk on eggshells just to get anything done on social media. It's just gonna get so taxing that ultimately they're going to, even though it's exhausting, listen, everybody who wants to be an entrepreneur knows how hard it is to try and do things the old school way. They're gonna go back to that just so they can have peace, just so they can be in control of their own money, so they can be in control of their own growth, so they can know that one day they're not going to walk into their business that they have worked on for years. That they might know that they're not going to one day walk into their business that they have worked on like a dog for years and find the doors closed and all the furniture therein emptied. Every single iota of effort that they put into that business, say hambile yonke, gone for real. I worked on this for years. For you to go and grab a video that I edited for 5 hours and bring it down? Are you freaking serious? Go and ask anybody that is an entrepreneur how heartbreaking that is. Go and grab any baker that has coined a recipe and have somebody just throw out all that batter, or go and grab their recipe book that is written ka matsogo, ka pencil or ka ball pen. It's the only copy they have, and then just put it in a fireplace and burn it, and this person has to try and recall from memory every last recipe that they wrote on paper because they try to publish it. And the person who was the publisher so hated one of their recipes that they grabbed their whole entire recipe book and put it in a furnace. Msebenzi, where it's this person's life's work. And social media has this thing that it does where it goes and grabs people's life's freaking work and just puts it in a fireplace, deleting entire channels, deleting entire accounts, bringing down videos that were edited for hours. The videos of which that were edited for hours are only being deleted 5 months after uploading. And so this content creator doesn't even have a backup on their own PC. They're relying on a YouTube cloud, and that video is just brought down because YouTube decided to go and glitch and twitch on them and then bring down a video from 5 months ago that was this person's labor. I mean, when I listen to my content from long ago, it's such high quality. If anybody were to make a sudden decision to press a freaking red button and bring down that whole ministry, I would have lost all that work. It's my life's work. And a space where life's work can be thrown in a furnace and burned because no one has any regard for your rights as a human being and for your artistic integrity and for how much work you put into a thing. If you can be that tyrannical, that oppressive, that abusive, I'm sorry, you deserve to be expelled. You deserve to have a mass exodus away from you. You deserve for people to go back to being real estate agents and trying real hard with elevator pitches out here knocking on doors of organizations just to get a business deal. You deserve for people to leave you. And social media let you be this flaccid, fluffy space where people come in just to say, hey there, how you doing? I've got a headache today. But they can't say anything else that's deeper. Lose the world. Do you not love to train your AI bots? What do you call this thing? Machine learning. Are you not besotted? Are you not besotted with training AI bots through us? Hey, aren't you the ones teaching AI assistants how to think like people, that they might help people do what people like to do? Well, people like me that are excellent trainers of your AI machines because we're so brilliant. Go on right ahead and lose us and have only fluffy people post on social media that are always really scared, trepidatious, walking around on eggshells, trying to watch their words every time they come on social media so that AI can never really truly learn the human mind. Let your AI machines struggle to find out what we're really thinking because we refuse to feed them. If anything, the Gab CEO Andrew Torba wrote an article like that today. I I didn't want to read it because I don't want to be grieved because I'm so tired of looking at all this persecution of people on the internet. And he was like, stop feeding these AI machines because they are persecuting the body of Christ. And they are thwarting freedom of speech. So don't feed them. Stop feeding Google AI bots. Stop feeding WordPress. Stop feeding Jetpack AI bots. So if I am out here writing an article on WordPress and their AI is learning from what I wrote as a human being, they are getting all my brain. I would much rather, as buy a space on the internet, and that space on the internet, listen, that'll be the only AI that I'm out here teaching anything. So it can write better articles for me. So not write for me, but edit them, proofread them. We are feeding an AI that has no interest in freedom of expression. There's no listen. When I was writing my article the other day, I experimented with AI proofreading for grammar and whatnot. Ever since starting this TEFL course, I've been trying to use AI to proofread if my grammar is alright or am I okay, because I'm a little bit rusty. I wrote an article on my new blog where I put in a whole bunch of work and spoke about Jesus and mentioned a whole bunch of details in the Bible, including names like Gideon, the Midianites, the Assyrians, etc. A whole article. And I plonked it into AI mode, Gemini in particular. Plonked it in there and I was like, proofread this for me and make it more compelling and more emotionally sort of kind of poignant, and there's something that's gonna pull at the heartstrings of people. And then I also I didn't say anything yet. I press enter, AI comes back with this article, I read it, and I'm like, where are all the details? Where are the Midianites? Where are the Assyrians? Where are the Moabites? Where is YouTube censorship that I lamented against? Where also is the name of Jesus instead of you just high level, like generally speaking about God when I said in particular Jesus? Where is the name of Jesus? So I prompted again the AI. I was like, please leave nothing out. And in spite of telling the AI to leave nothing out, it still left Christ out and all the biblical names, all the whatnot, and the details that I wanted to, indeed, even North Korea. I spoke about North Korea and the persecution of Christians over there in prison camps. I was like, please bring that back. Don't leave anything out. It left everything out. Anyway, despite me correcting it, I had to tell AI verbatim, as in expressly, please bring back what I said about censorship on social media. Please bring back all the biblical names of the tribes that were persecuting God's disciples, and also please bring back what I done said about Kim Jong-un. And only once I told the AI to bring back all my details did it then bring back my details and incorporate them into a very beautifully written piece. So who in the world is out here training algorithms to disregard such important details of people's written work? Like AI assistants, we understand they can refine your written work and make it so much more crisp and clear and beautifully tailored and rearrange what you say in a way that is better readable, if you know what I mean, more readable. I know if you don't read this thing 3 times and compare it to your original script, you will lose a whole bunch of information because the people informing this artificial intelligence are freaking diabolical. The leftists, they don't want anybody speaking smack about them. So to try and write an article about Christian persecution using AI, it's going to try and left the living daylights out of that piece of writing unless you give it prompts that are very, 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 very detailed and particular. So Chat GPT Shmed Mapashi. Don't nobody care what's going on over there, Gemini. I understand that it can be a very excellent tool, but you need to know how to feed some stuff, some prompts. So stop feeding AI. Is that basic? So social media, what you deserve for having done this to the body of Christ, and just people at all, trying to make them little devil worshippers, is to make them realize that I'm not safe over here, it's just not giving, and cause enough people to post only really very fluffy, lackluster, irreverent stuff on social media. That AI might be taught to be the fluffy, like irreverent, no-brainer ball of nothingness that it always has been. Let it just remain nothing in comparison to the beautiful, multifaceted human race. After all, will it not at some point take us over with in singularity? There is a reason you haven't reached singularity. There's a reason why AI has yet to reach singularity. It's because it's not quite cracking the human code, because God has made sure that that's the thing. Because our code, you don't want the fullness of humanity to indeed be on social media because you're trying to control the narrative, right? Aren't you? You are. So if you don't want the fullness of humanity to be there, understand Elon Musk and all of y'all techno giants, you're not going to succeed to teach AI how to really be like us. Because the nuances of humanity and all of our freedom of expression, all of our cultural, textual differences, you refuse to let all of them exist in the space. Some of us, you want nothing to do with our conversations. So, I mean, if AI cannot embody all of us, it'll never get to the point of singularity. It just won't. It'll always glitch and twitch and really struggle to just coin this human thing. It'll struggle to truly be like me. And so since it'll struggle, you will never get to the point of being an artificial general intelligence. You won't even get to AGI. Not at this level of censorship. You're basically stuck in between a rock and a hard place, aren't you? You are. You want to get to AGI. The people who want to run fastest to get to AGI, you can't get there without incorporating souls like me. In order for you to really master your human evolution machine, you need all of us with all of our intricacies. So let people be so frustrated with what you're doing to them on these platforms, on WordPress, writing assistants, on Medium, writing assistants, on WordPress, writing assistants for essays, like research assistants, grammar assistants, Grammarly, what do you call this? Monday.com, analytics assistants. Keep on leaving out certain people out of even your corporates, making sure that only people who think a certain way can work for your organizations. Keep on leaving all the textures of the human race out from this machine and feeding it only the people that you like. And watch yourself struggle, choking it up a storm out your gurgling blood on the side of the street after being hit by a car. Watch yourself struggle to be hit by that car, otherwise known as interruption of progress. Listen, I'm not getting to where I want to get as an innovator. You won't get where you want to get, tech giants, without people like me. That is the rock and the hard place that you're in trying to reach AGI. You're not going to get there, not without me. And since people like me are deciding, I'm sorry, I'm going to go be a real estate agent, rather than deal with this nonsense that's trying to leave me out of the world, without the smarties of this world, without the clevers of this world, without the innovators of this world, without people that are like, I'm fed up, listen, I'm too much of a unique human being with my own faculties, with my own free agency to let the social media machine dictate what's going on with me. So I'm gonna go and give my stuff that I'm doing somewhere else without us, without the artistic representatives of countries, front lines, dancers at OR Tambo Airport. Without us, you do not have sufficient training for your artificial intelligence. And people like me are too artistic to be controlled. Do you understand? That's the thing about artists, these little birds that are flying all over the show. When you cage them, they become schizophrenic. Artists are most prone to mental illness because they just cannot be kept in a bunch. So if you're gonna go and grab such artistic people and try to control what they say, what the heck? Like, that is the very nature of artistic expression, of catharsis. It is free. And if at all you try to incarcerate birds, they're gonna change personality. They're gonna change nature. They're not gonna fly anymore the way that they used to soar. But by mere virtue of remembering who they are, they will never be content in a space where they can't really soar. So they will rebel, glitch and twitch, wear a psychosis, until you will realize that we cannot keep doing this to all of our artists. They are literally the face of our countries. They're representatives of our nation. They're the ones that are dancing at airports. They're the ones that are painting billboards for tourists. We can't do this to them. It is content creators that you're abusing. They don't make up a very big percentage of the Earth's population. They're not in the majority, but they're so important for countries that this here hurting of us, where we have found a canvas on which to draw our art pieces. When you control it and make sure that we can do nothing but suffocate on the platforms that you have put for us to draw our beautiful pictures. My darling, no and no. No again and no yet again. Absolutely zero, naught and ash, I say no. You're not going to succeed to do what you want to do with the world in fashioning it in your own image. You're stuck in a rock and a hard place because we're leaving. A mass exodus is befalling you. It's befalling you. Social media. What are you going to do without artists? It's an artistic space. What are you going to do when you keep on suffocating the birds in your countries? You're going to be left stranded with crazy people that aren't truly authentically gifted, trying to sound like us when they can't sing, or when they're not good enough, when they're not as good as us. You're going to find yourself in a rock and a hard place, a strange, odd space where it's gonna cost you decent souls on earth that see that, again, they're artistic, they're creative, they can innovate their way out of traps, just as I've innovated my way out of traps. We are the innovators of this world. Artists, we're gonna innovate our way out from the cages you have insisted on putting birds in. Birds. All the best. I'm leaving. I don't care for you, and I recognize that I don't need scale. We all are gonna get there. Artists have a history of just being nice and poor. And they're gonna just keep staying poor because their passion is much haughtier. Their passion for their craft is much haughtier than their desire for wealth. We are very good as artists at being poor. And this is another thing about artistic people. They have got huge potential to make lots of money. They can be very wealthy on earth, but albeit having massive potential to be extremely wealthy, they also have got the strongest resilience and elasticity for poverty, just to try and push the thing that they are. They will strive through reviling, being thrown all different kinds of pejoratives against them, being called strange things, epithets and sobriquets, nicknames, down talking, looking at them like they ain't serious human beings. They take all that reviling in their stride because they know that all it's gonna take is selling one painting for them to finally be respected. That's how artists are. And so when you mess with these people, understand that, like I said, they've got a very strong resilience and a strong elasticity for poverty, but they also have got the biggest money-making potential on earth. Go and grab people that make your countries cultured at your leisure and run them through the mill like this, grasping at straws, trying to find their way around a labyrinth that won't give them a break. Keep doing that to us, okay? And watch yourself lose some of the most innovative people on the earth, who now, as a result of frustration with all of your incendiary activity, will be prepared to exploit that elasticity of their capacity for poverty. Keep doing that. Y'all have seen me elastically endure poverty because I know what I'm worth. I'm not taking whatever you selling. Listen, it ain't buyable, it ain't edible, it's moldy. It's moldy. I'm not taking what you're offering. So yeah, fine. You can steal my ideas this time around again, but you're gonna run out of us to steal from. You're gonna run out of us. You're gonna run out of us. Because you've already run out of me. It's only a matter of time before I just disappear altogether from social media. I don't need this place. I'm 41, I'm turning 42. I ain't got no time to be getting headaches all the day long trying to be relevant in a world that refuses to let me be relevant even though I'm very relevant. I don't have time. I want to be a mom, I want to be a wife. I want to be somebody very relevant in just a handful of people's lives, because all I need is a handful of people to have true joy. I'm tired. So goodbye, okay? Social media, goodbye. You made me post content that I feared you would sabotage my life as a result of having that information. Goodbye. You're still gonna listen to a 14-part series up and coming where I'm talking about how I'm going to South Korea, and when I'm there, I'm gonna try again and post, but I'm so fed up and I'm also so besotted with something else now that the decision is rather that I'm leaving social media altogether in due season and not so much gonna try again, go South Korea. I'm not gonna be emotionally devastated again by realizing that the corruption is going even over there too. It literally stretches even that far out. I'm also over America. I'm so over America, it's not even funny. Because I feel as if though whether or not they were complicit or complicit in this whole affair, bottom line is, this here is their platform, enough for them to see when random harlotous, ridiculous, rebellious, yes, innovate words even if you want to, charlatrous activity, such horrific oppression on their websites, they can't claim they never saw it happen. Like, they literally cannot claim they didn't see this happen. So I don't care for you, US, anymore. Like, I'm done. You let us be abused by crazy people that felt like they controlled us like a puppet on a string. I'm over you, especially considering your country's just going on a downward spiral. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know. You won't repent. And you're locking even some of your own best people in basements. So what are we gonna do for you? What are we gonna do? We don't need you. And it's gonna be clear in due season that we don't need you. We ain't never needed you. But you gave yourself the status of God and dared to think you could exsanguinate true Christianity from the earth and leave the world with no one but charlatans to look at. You thoroughly thought you could keep on doing all such things. We don't need you. And I'm gonna show you that I don't need you. Mamela, social media, are you listening to me? I'm gonna show you that I don't need you. I am going to show you I don't need you. I'm gonna prove that no one needs you.